So let's continue. So we are looking at the energy of the signal. So now let's look at energy of complex signal. Now first of all, a signal is said to be complex if the function it represent takes complex values. Example, x of t is equal to e raised to minus alpha plus j omega t. Okay, where alpha is some number, omega is some other number, j represents square root of minus 1. So where alpha and omega are positive real numbers. So what is the energy? Energy of x of t is basically integral from minus infinity to plus infinity modulus of x of t the whole square dt. Now here we have some complex quantity. When you take modulus, we are taking basically the magnitude of that quantity. Now magnitude of a complex quantity, how do we represent? We just need to multiply the number with its conjugate. So therefore this can be written as minus infinity to plus infinity e raised to minus alpha plus j omega t multiplying with e raised to minus alpha minus j omega t. Okay, so this is basically the formula for taking the magnitude and then take the square root of it. But then we are having a square here, so square root will cancel with the square and we have this. I hope you are aware of this. If z is x plus or a plus ib, here in electrical engineering we use j for instead of I. Okay, but I or j, you have to understand that it is square root of minus 1, then modulus of z is basically square root of z star. So that's the definition. So that is what we have done, and since we have modulus square, or you can say modulus square is basically z into z star. So z is basically this given function x of t, and then conjugate of that is basically wherever j appear you put minus. So therefore energy of x of t is integral from minus infinity to plus infinity. So let us list the terms. E raised to minus alpha t into e raised to minus j omega t into e raised to minus alpha t into e raised to plus j omega t into dt. Now if you look at this term, you can combine with this term. E raised to a into e raised to b is basically e raised to a plus b. So if you do that, it is e raised to 0, which is 1. So if you combine these two terms, you get 1. So this will give you 1. And if you combine these two terms, so integral minus infinity to plus infinity e raised to minus alpha t into e raised to minus alpha t, it is e raised to minus 2 alpha t dt. Okay, so now this is from minus infinity to plus infinity. So what will happen? If you do this integration, we are going to run into troubles. Let's see. Integral of this is e raised to minus 2 alpha t divided by minus 2 alpha. But the limit is from minus infinity to plus infinity. Now plus infinity is okay because this function becomes 0. But if you put minus infinity, it is e raised to infinity. For already given that alpha is positive. So when you give minus infinity, minus minus will cancel, e raised to plus infinity, which is infinity. So this is having infinite energy. Okay, so therefore this x of t is not an energy signal because we don't have the energy finite. It was not converging. Okay, so let us define, if at all we have to find a finite value, so we need to redefine. So example, say 2 x of t is equal to 0 for x less than, or not as less than, t less than 0, and it is e raised to minus alpha plus j omega t for t greater than 0. So if this is the case, then energy of x of t is only from 0 to infinity. I am skipping some of the steps because already I have shown you if it is 0, you don't need to integrate that part, you don't get anything. Here you have e raised to minus 2 alpha t dt. So this is basically e raised to minus 2 alpha divided by 2 alpha integral 0 to infinity. First limit is 0, second limit is 1 divided by 2 alpha. So we get 1 by 2 alpha. So that's it. This is an energy signal. But the initial signal doesn't have finite energy, so it is not an energy signal. Okay, so now we have seen the case where signal can have infinite energy. Then we can talk about another class of signal, which is a second class of signal, which are called power signal. Some of the cases where energy is infinite for a signal, you can think about finding the power of a signal. Okay, if the energy of x of t is infinite, then in certain cases, not in all cases, in certain cases, we can evaluate its power. Okay, so what is the definition of power? So power of a signal is defined as it is defined by a expression having a limit. So it is defined as limit capital T tends to infinity 1 by t integral from minus t by 2 to plus t by 2. Rest is the same, modulus square dt. So if this quantity tends to be finite and non-zero, then we call it as power signal. Okay. So if p of x of t is finite and non-zero, we call such signals as power signals. Okay, let's take an example. Example 1. X of t is equal to e raised to j omega t. X of t is equal to e raised to j omega t. Power of x of t is equal to limit t tends to infinity 1 by t integral minus t by 2 to plus t by 2. If you want modulus square, what you have to do? Modulus square is basically z into z star of a complex number. So that's what we will use. We will multiply e raised to j omega t with its complex conjugate. Okay. So that will give us limit t tends to infinity 1 by t integral minus t by 2 to plus t by 2. So this is basically e raised to 0, which is 1. Now if you do that integration, you get t. Integral of dt is t. So that is limit t tends to infinity 1 by t integral. Let me put the integral value minus t by 2 to plus t by 2. So let's put the limit. We put the limit, you have plus t by 2 minus t by 2, or in other words 2 into t by 2 or t, and then so it's like limit t tends to infinity 1 by t into t. So then t cancels, so you have it equal to 1. So the power is 1. So if you look at the expression, you have a division by t. Okay, so this is like energy per unit time. We are integrating over a range of t, and then we are dividing by that t. So it's like an average or time average. Okay, because we are dividing by t, time average of the energy is power. So in other words, time average of energy is power. Okay, so if you look at the energy, so in per unit time you have finite value. Now if you have infinite time, then definitely it has infinite energy. So this was a case of infinite energy. If you had found the energy, you have to integrate 1 from minus infinity to plus infinity, and that will give you infinity as the result. But since we are dividing it by time, per unit time, we have finite energy or finite power. So therefore x of t is equal to e raised to j omega t is a power signal, because it has finite non-zero power. Other examples of power signal: x of t, x1 of t is equal to cos omega t is a real signal. then x2 of t is equal to sine omega t, all etc., or any combination of these, they are all power signals. Okay, so you can evaluate in a similar way. Okay, now if we have a periodic signal, so this is a periodic signal also, cos omega t and sin omega t, they are periodic signal, then we have a slightly modified expression for evaluating the power. So if we have periodic signal, then we can, all periodic signals are power signals. Okay, if you have periodic signal, then we can find p of x of t as follows: p of x of t is equal to 1 by t integral 0 to t x of t modulo square dt, where t is the period of the periodic signal. T is the period of the periodic signal. Okay, so let's take the cos omega t example. X of t is equal to cos omega t. Let's put cos omega 0 t. So here power is given by, so what is the period of cos omega t? So first we need to know the period. T is 2 pi by omega 0. So that's the period of cos omega 0 t. So 1 by t means omega 0 divided by 2 pi integral 0 to omega 0 by 2 pi, then cos omega 0 t the whole square, cos square omega 0 t dt. It's a real signal, so you don't need a modulus. Square is same as modulus square for real signals, real valued signals. Okay, so that is omega 0 by 2 pi. Cos square theta, you can write it as by trigonometric relationship cos square, or let me just write cos square theta. Square theta is equal to 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2. Okay, so that is equal to, so you can split it into two parts. One part you have half dt, the other part plus integral 0 to omega 0 by 2 pi cos 2 theta, so that is cos 2 omega 0 t. So this is equal to omega 0 by 2 pi into half dt is going to give you t, so 0 to 2 pi. Then we have this integral of cos is sine. So sine 2 omega t divided by 2 omega 0 to omega 0 by 2 pi. So what we will get, omega 0 by 2 pi. So here we will get upper limit is basically I think I made a mistake. T is 2 pi by omega 0. So I should put not omega 0 by 2 pi, 2 pi by omega 0. 2 pi by omega 0. All places upper limit is 2 pi by omega 0. T is 2 pi by omega 0. Okay. So 2 pi by omega 0.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I think there should be half equals to omega t.
Yes, correct. Here also there is a half. 0 to 2 pi by omega 0. Yeah, this is a whole half, correct. Okay, so now let's put the limits. So there is a half here, and then upper limit we have 2 pi by omega 0 minus 0 plus 1 by 2 omega 0. If you put upper limit, that is sine 2 omega 0 into 2 pi by omega 0. So what will you get? 2 omega 0 into 2 pi by omega 0. 2 pi omega 0 cancel. So we will get 4 pi. 4 pi minus lower limit is 0, so sine 0. Now sine 0 and sine 4 pi both are 0. So they don't contribute. So only contribution is coming from here. Here to this 2 will cancel, and we will have okay, this omega will now cancel here, pi will cancel here, so we will have omega is cancelled. Okay, let me write one more step. 2 pi into pi by omega 0. So all right, so this is the power present in the signal. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it should be 1 by 4 omega naught plus.
1 by 4.
Yes, sir. Then
Ah.
half.
No, there is a 2 pi here, no? 2 pi by omega 0.
No, sir. That upper part, sir. Half of cos 2 omega t should come down.
This
Sin
one,
2 omega
here.
4 omega naught.
Here you are saying there is a half, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, correct. You are right. But since these two are 0, whether it is there or not,
Yes,
result will be
expression goes to 0, sir.
correct. So the final result is half. Okay, so this is an example of periodic signal. So earlier I said power of a signal, you need to use a expression with a limit inside it, but then I am now saying that if the signal is a periodic signal, definitely it has infinite energy, and also there is a simplification of the expression where you just need to evaluate the energy of one period. This is basically energy of one period, and then you divide it by the period. Okay, so but all power signals you can't use this expression, simplified expression. You need to go back to the previous expression. For example, if you have a noise, noise is generally, so it's just a note. noise is generally a power signal. So if you just plot the noise, they are basically random, something like that. Okay, or not like that. So it will be random, and sometime more, sometime less. But this is a power signal. If you evaluate the energy, when you take the modulus, that means all the negative will become positive. So if you take the modulus, this is N of t, noise. So you will get still have some variations like this, which extends from minus infinity to plus infinity. So it has infinite energy. If you integrate all of it, you will get infinite energy. Its amplitude never decays or reduces with time. It is random, but unpredictable, but you can't represent it like a function like before. So but they are power signal. So in such cases, if you want to practically evaluate, if you have a waveform, you can do that. Okay. So you can't apply the simplified formula. So the power of N of t, you have to evaluate with this t tends to infinity 1 by t integral minus infinity to, not minus infinity, minus t by 2, minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 N of t modulus square dt. Now some books may have a slightly different formula, but they are essentially same. You will have 2t here, and then a minus t here, plus t here. Okay. Which is not to be confused, they are same thing. Okay, it means the same thing. There's absolutely no difference. Now if you go back to the previous signal, the previous example, we have considered x of t is equal to e raised to minus alpha plus j omega t. Now the question is, can we evaluate the power of this signal? Find power of x of t. How do you do this? So is it a periodic signal? This is not a periodic signal. If it was just e raised to j omega t, then it would be a periodic signal, but with alpha there, it is not a periodic signal. If alpha was 0, it is periodic. Okay, we will again come back to periodic signal, how to test the periodicity of a signal, etc. But right now, just let us try to find the power of the signal just by applying the formula. So power of a signal, we apply the formula limit t tends to infinity 1 by t integral minus t by 2 to plus t by 2. So when you do the modulus square, finally we had e raised to minus 2 alpha t dt. Okay, I'm just omitting some of the earlier steps. Multiplying with the modulus conjugate, will get rid of the omega part, and then only this part will remain. Now this is the expression you have to evaluate. The question is whether this is power signal or not. So if it turns out to be finite value, when you evaluate the power, then it is power signal. Clearly it is not energy signal, we found that earlier. Okay, so how do we proceed? So we need to take divide the integral into two parts. So this is limit t tends to infinity 1 by t integral minus t by 2 to 0, one part, raised to minus 2 alpha t dt. Then you have 0 to t by 2 raised to minus 2 alpha t dt. Alright, so first term, okay, there are two terms basically. The second term, if you look at, if you evaluate this part for very large value, so let us split it into two parts. So let me say second term. Let me evaluate the second term first. That is limit t tends to 0 1 by t integral 0 to t by 2 e raised to minus 2 alpha t dt. So that is equal to limit t tends to 0 1 by t. This integral I am doing now, e raised to minus 2 alpha t divided by minus 2 alpha with the 0 and t by 2. So that is limit t raised to 0 t, sorry, infinity, t tends to infinity into 1 by t, so here also infinity, t tends to infinity 1 by t. Okay, so t is positive here. For the second part, t is positive. So if t is positive and it tends to infinity, we put it minus 2 alpha t by 2 minus e raised to 0 is 1. So this divided by minus 2 alpha. So notice that t is positive. As we apply this limit, what will happen? E raised to minus infinity. So that will go to 0. Okay, so we have limit t tends to infinity. So we have e raised to, so this 2 to cancel, e raised to minus alpha t by t, and then there is a constant here which is 1 by minus alpha. So this is the first term, and the second term is basically 1 by t, 1 by t. So 1 by t, definitely as t tends to 0, this goes to 0. What about the first term? So in order to see how the first term goes, so you can take 1 by minus alpha outside and limit t tends to infinity. So if I expand e raised to minus alpha t, how does it look like? It is basically 1 minus alpha t plus alpha t whole square by 2 factorial plus etc. So it's a series, and then whole thing is divided by t minus 1 by t. So this is equal to 1 by minus 1 by alpha limit t tends to infinity. So you can divide throughout by t, so this will be 1 by t minus alpha by t plus alpha square t by 2 factorial plus etc. minus 1 by t. So we can cancel this. Okay, or maybe is it the better way, or other way we can do is apply L'Hospital rule. Everybody knows what is L'Hospital rule?
No, sir.
In integration you might have studied L'Hospital rule.
Yes, sir. We have to
Differentiate, yeah. Okay, so let's do by that method, so that is better. Otherwise again I have to rearrange and take everything, so it is more tedious. So let me just split this into two parts. This 1 by t, I am going to take it separately. So what I am going to do is, this one is 1, and then limit t tends to infinity 1 by t. So the second one is clear, right? This is 0, so you don't need to mix it up with this one.
Sir,
Yes.
is it at alpha or infinity?
No, alpha is a positive number. Alpha
So
is
t tends to infinity or alpha, sir?
t tends to infinity. This is alpha, so alpha is this, infinity is this.
Yes, sir.
So limit is with respect to infinity, so don't confuse. So maybe we'll write more appropriately like this. So we should have used some other symbol to avoid confusion, but just keep that in mind. So the second term is 0, and this limit, that is let me just go back, e raised to minus alpha t by t. So here I would like to apply L'Hospital rule. So this is 0, 1 by t, as t goes to infinity, that is 0, no confusion. But this one I would like to apply in L'Hospital rule. So 1 by minus alpha into limit t tends to infinity. So basically L'Hospital rules, what it says is that if you have a limit of a function which is basically can be written as 1 divided by the other, then you differentiate the numerator with respect to t, differentiate the denominator with respect to t, and then take the limit, you will get the same answer. So this, if I apply that, so d by dt of e raised to minus alpha t divided by d by dt of t, which is 1. So that is what it says. So this is equal to minus 1 by alpha into limit t tends to infinity. So d by dt of e raised to minus alpha t is what? If you take the derivative of the numerator, you will get basically minus alpha into e raised to minus alpha t. And if you take the derivative of the denominator, the t goes away, and this is basically 1. Okay, so that is basically, so there is minus alpha minus 1 by alpha, they will cancel. So this is basically limit of t tends to infinity e raised to minus alpha t. Okay, so now what is this? So if t tends to infinity, t is positive, alpha is positive, so the entire thing is going to be negative, e raised to minus infinity, so which is 0. So the second term is what we evaluated, and that is 0. Now similarly we need to look at the first term. So what is the first term? Integral from minus t by 2 to 0. So that is limit t tends to infinity 1 by t, this is minus t by 2 to 0 e raised to minus 2 alpha t dt, right? Yeah. Okay, so how do we do this? So let's apply the limit, or let's integrate first of all. So that is limit, this is infinity 1 by t e raised to minus 2 alpha, that is upper limit is 0, so which means it is 1. So let me just write 1 minus e raised to lower limit is minus t by 2. When I put, it is going to be minus plus, so 2 alpha t by 2, then divided by minus 2 alpha. Okay, so that is it is similar. Did I miss the 2 somewhere earlier? There was a 2 alpha. Yeah, there is a 2 alpha. Though the result is finally 0, but I think I missed this 2 here.
Yes, sir. You missed it.
Yeah.
You are.
So let us put it. So there will be a 1 by 2 here, right? So now let us keep that 2. Okay, so minus 1 by 2 alpha, then limit t tends to infinity. Again let us split it into 2 parts. First part is 1 by t. Okay, so that doesn't create problem, because as t tends to infinity, 1 by t goes to 0. But the second part we have to handle little carefully. T tends to infinity, we have so there is a minus and a, okay, minus I have taken outside. So this is e raised to 2 cancel, so it is alpha t divided by t, correct? 2 cancel, alpha t raised to alpha t minus 2 alpha I have taken outside. There is a minus sign here, then this 1 by t I am taking inside. Okay, so there are 2 terms here. The first term, this goes to 0, and therefore I can write it as 1 by 2 alpha, minus minus goes, limit t tends to infinity, e raised to alpha t by t. Again apply L'Hospital rule. So this is limit t tends to infinity, numerator become alpha e raised to alpha t, denominator become 1. Okay, so this is 1 by 2 limit t tends to infinity, e raised to alpha t. So what is it? What is it equal to? Anybody? Alpha is a positive number, t is going to infinity, so this is equal to infinity. So infinite power, infinite. So this is the case where we have infinite power. So earlier I said evaluate the energy. If the energy is not converging, certain cases the power will converge. So you will have per unit time you will have power. But now this signal, the power also is not finite. Therefore it is neither energy signal nor power signal. Okay. So our question was find the power, but power is infinite. So therefore our conclusion is that this particular signal, therefore x of t x of t is equal to e raised to minus of alpha plus j omega t is neither energy nor power signal. None of these. So there are signals like that. But periodic signal, all of them are power signal. Okay, but all signal whose energy is infinite are not power signal. Okay, we will stop here. If you have any question, doubts, you can ask. Any doubts from today?
Sir.
Yeah.
So if it has only expression of 0, then should we have considered it as power signal?
If repeat the question. If we have.
So if we have only the term which is the second term, which is 0, then should we have considered it as power signal?
Yes. If second term means this second term, here there are two terms.
Second term.
So yeah, but in this case you see the power is also 0, right?
Yes.
So what did I say for while defining the power signal? I said something. I don't know whether you noticed or not. If yeah, so here it is. So if p of x of t so if p of x of t is finite and non-zero, we call such signals as power signals. But in this particular example, if only one half of it is there, it is having a power 0. But if you find the energy of the second half, you will have it as finite. So So actually it is a energy signal, not a power signal.
Yes, sir.